Hi, I'm Kris, I'm a DP and I own a video agency called Astor Film Productions. I specialize in creating branded content, right, for a lot of national and local brands. I've been a Blackmagic user for the last 6 years and today we are in London filming for East London Liquor Company. We're gonna create a short commercial for them that will end up on the web. On this video, we'll show you some of the behind the scenes and I'll talk you through how we have made the ad. So now we are just trying to balance the gimbal so it's all nice and balanced. Otherwise, if you don't do it correctly in the first place, the shots won't be really stable. I think the most important part when you're using a gimbal is to be able to control how you walk. You need to really utilize what's called a ninja walk, where you actually dampen all of your body movements. Because if I walk normally, the camera will go a bit up and down, even though you're on a gimbal. Okay, rolling. Bob on. So on this camera we are utilizing CFast 2.0 cards. They're quite popular nowadays. You can get them in lots of places. Also on the pocket cam you can use SD cards as well as CFast 2.0 cards. The reason why I'm using CFast cards is because they've got a much faster transfer rate, which means once I've got the data captured and I go back to my edit station, I can copy the card really quickly, in opposed to using SD card, because that card actually got a write speed of 540 megaseconds, which means I can offload the footage within minutes and start my editing process. If I was using SD card, that would take me just a little bit longer. So a lot of the content nowadays that we film for brands is with utilizing slow motion. A great feature that this camera's got is the ability to use higher frame rate. A great thing is being able to play back your footage already in slow motion inside the camera, which is terrific, and that's one of the features that this camera's got. You can actually record in higher frame rate and then play back in the slow motion mode. On other cameras you've got to, record in 60 frames, let's say, watch it back in 60 frames. It doesn't really give you a flavor on how the shot will look in slow down mode. You got to go on the PC, slow down the shot, and again, it's just a much better way of checking your footage, being able to play back in slow motion if you are recording in a higher frame rate. Take one last establishing shot. So that's some shots from the morning.
Oh, lovely.
Thank you. Oh wow.
It's quite cool, isn't it?
That's terrific. Wow, that's amazing. I love the lighting here.
Do you want a light?
No. Of someone like maybe tasting some whiskey here. Or...
Yeah.
So for the first part of the video, we are heavily utilizing the gimbal to allow us to take some nice, smooth, establishing shots of each areas. Once we capture all of those shots, we're gonna then jump on the handheld mode and get some detailed shots of the products and distillery.
Well, Tom, do you want more or do you want less?
Or less. I need to set the Bluetooth on this. Connecting the camera to the gimbal via Bluetooth. This is an amazing feature because it allows you to press record right from the running device, in opposed to trying to press a button on the camera. Again, Blackmagic's got Bluetooth option on the camera, so actually you can control the camera wirelessly, record wirelessly if you got an app on the phone, or you can use device like the Ronin where you can wirelessly press record on the camera. For the actual look of this commercial, we are utilizing 2.35.1 scope, which will add a little bit of letterbox. Again, that's another feature on this camera where actually you can enable scopes for your framing. So if you look at anamorphic lenses, when you decrease the image, you have essentially parts on the top and bottom, but what it gives you is a more cinematic look and feel to your shots. And then if you frame it using the scopes on the camera, you can actually make sure that actually everything you frame is within your aspect ratio. Right, the good thing is now, another great feature is to be able to actually use focus assist. Sometimes it's quite hard to see where are your focus points. This is a nice feature that actually puts a lot of, well, you can choose the color, but it highlights what's in a shot that's sharp. So at the moment, as you can see, the focus peaking is on the red color, which is what I prefer to use in most of the conditions, but in this scenario, because it's all tungsten lighting in this room, everything looks a bit orange. It's quite hard to see what's in focus if it's red. So I will change this color to green, and straight away should be much more noticeable what's in focus.
Do you want to get anything on these stairs?
Oh, ask you up here, get some, yeah.
I want photos.
It might be better to start in the brew house.
Yeah. We just managed to get some gimbal shots of this location. The reason why we actually are using more of the gimbal shots so far is because we want to really establish the area. So we want to be able to go from one area to another area and nicely establish the size of it. So now, after my colleague Rob will take his last shots of the bar area, we're gonna strip down the camera, put it on a sticks, build some lighting equipment and get some nice stylistic shots of the whiskey being poured into the glasses. So typical whiskey commercial style product shots.
Become a bit wider.
The light we got positioned behind the drink gives it a nice rim light coming from the back. Makes the alcohol pop a lot more and gives it a lot more contrast as well. Look at this. Yeah, so we've just finished taking the shots of the products, you know, different bottles of whiskey, different bottles of rum and gin. And now is the time to really get to find out what's so special about this distillery. Hence why we are conducting an interview with Joe, who's gonna tell us a short story about this small distillery in London. In terms of lighting this interview, there's a lot of windows in this building, so we get some natural light coming in. However, that's not enough to actually make the subject really pop from the background. So we're gonna utilize a Nanlite Forza 500 with a parabolic softbox to be able to nicely bring a key light to our subject to make Joe stand out from the background and really draw our audience attention to him. Today I think the shoot went quite well. Overall, we were able to get enough shots to put together a nice story for the distillery. Today we are shooting with a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera 6K Pro. We've been shooting with a Blackmagic RAW codec using a Q5 compression in 6K resolution. In my opinion, this is the best codec you can use on this camera. It's much more powerful than the ProRes and gives you a lot of flexibility in post-production. We carry the post-production in DaVinci Resolve. The main reason why we use Resolve is because it integrates with the camera so nicely, and it allows you to really take every single juice from the system. So the camera's got around 13 stops of dynamic range, which is plenty for any general projects. It captures a lot of data in highlights, captures a lot of data in shadows, so you can really be sure that what you are getting is really close to how you see with your eyes. Additionally, the camera comes with built-in ND filters, and for me this is a winner. On every single job we do, I always use NDs. Before, when the cameras didn't come with the NDs, you have to use screw-on variable ND filters in front of the lens. A lot of the time, this is additional accessory you need to carry, not practical. You need to take it off, put it back on. Whereas with this camera, it's all built in, so it takes you, a second to go from ND1 to ND2. It's a life changer, and it really makes my workflow a lot faster. Additionally, the camera is rated at ISO 400 and 3200. But for normal scenarios at daytime, I would use ISO 400 because that's where you get the best dynamic range on the system. Hence why you need to use the NDs to be able to control the image. The jobs I do can vary sometimes. We do shoot a lot of branded content, but there's occasions where we got to film event work or we are in a situation where you cannot really lead the scene. By being able to go to the higher ISO really gives me a safe zone of not worrying about image breaking up in post, about having random noise in the image. It really allows me to bump up the ISO if I need to and still come out with a really clean image, which again makes my workflow a lot easier, and I can make sure that my clients are reassured that actually they will get best image possible and a good looking image that's actually usable. Some parts of the shoot required us to capture some content outside. It's been a bright sunny day, which sometimes can make it a bit difficult to actually see what you are framing. You got to use external monitors, add extra weight to the camera. Whereas with this system, the screen is very, very bright. So I think it's rated at 1500 nits, which is plenty to be able to see your image even in the brightest sun. Additionally, the screen actually flips out and rotate, and so you can really find your perfect position for the shot you are taking. It's really comfortable to use, and you can see all the details in your scene. The camera can be equipped with an electronic viewfinder, the one here, and again that viewfinder can be positioned the way you like. As good as the monitor gets, there is always some limitations. So it's always nice to be able to utilize a viewfinder and be able to actually see your image in close. The camera comes equipped with a 6K f/55mm sensor with a high dynamic range of 13 stops. It comes with an EF mount, which allows you to use a wide range of lenses available on the market, and especially if you are already a photographer and or you're coming with from a DSLRs, you might already have a range of Canon EF lenses, which again, it makes it a no-brainer to move to the system. Along with using a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K on this job, we also brought other equipment with us. So as you may have seen on some of the BTS, we've heavily utilized DJI Ronin RS3 Pro Gimbal for all of those lovely tracking shots that we took. For the interviews, we used lovely Nanlite Forza fixture with parabolic softbox. I mean, I can go on forever, listing what equipment we brought on this job if we had more time. The menu system on this camera, it's fantastic. It's very easy to navigate through the menu system. Actually, it looks the same on the range of Blackmagic cameras. So if you're using a pocket cam or if you're using the RSA mini range, you can, it's all the same. So you can very easily go through the menu system, and it's so easy. It's I would say it's my favorite menu system on any camera I've used in the past. The camera also comes with two phantom-powered mini XLR ports, which will allow you to use wide range of of microphones on this on the system, and it's a very unique feature because a lot of the cameras of this size, they don't really come with phantom powered XLRs, which is again a massive bonus. What's also amazing about Blackmagic ecosystem is the fact that each camera you buy comes with a free copy of DaVinci Resolve, a Hollywood editing software. It allows you to read more metadata from the camera. So if you are recording in Blackmagic Raw, you have a full flexibility in post. You can change the ISO, you can change the white balance, you can change your color space. Another great feature of using this camera combined with Resolve is the ability to use so-called camera gyro stabilization system. So the camera actually records gyro information of your movement, shakiness, any movement you do with the camera, and then the software in Resolve actually reads this data. This allows you to really nicely stabilize the footage using the actual data from the sensor movement. It can really create some miracles. I would like to say thank you to East London Liquor Company for allowing us to film in this amazing venue and see all of their secrets. Thank you to Blackmagic Design for supporting us, and thank you to all of you watching this video.